Alrighty, I'm really excited about this assignment that you have for the room project because in the end you're going to create something like this, a pet play tower. If you think like, those things they make for cats where they can jump into them, except you're going to choose your pet, right? So it could be a ferret, it could be a cat, it could be a bird, it could be a wolverine. I don't know what lives in your house or what you want to live in your house. Um, but you're going to do something additional. You're going to make some design safety choices. All right, so whatever you choose as your pet, you're going to design your pet play tower to be specific for that animal. All right, so you need to make sure the holes are big enough, maybe. Maybe you're worried it's going to tip over, so you make a change to make the material heavier so it doesn't tip over when the animal jumps in. Also, the inside right now, you'll see the design I'm going to show you has this kind of spike. What could you do about that? So there's different things you can choose from. You're going to have to make at least one decision and change to make it more safe for your animal. So let's get into this here. Um, One thing I want to show while I'm at it is you should be paying attention to this part of your screen in Fusion, because if you make changes to like files that are inside a file, okay, so components that are inside a larger component or assembly, um, yeah, occasionally you'll get this indicator and you'll see something like this. And what you'll just need to do is sometimes you can just click on it and it'll update. Other times you should just close it and then reopen it and it'll reflect those changes. So let's get into the nitty gritty here of how we're going to make this pet play tower. I was hoping that would open. There we go. But there are three components for it. All right. And here we go. So first thing you'll want to do is create a cylinder for the base. All right. So this is, I think I had it 30 inches across. And finishing the sketch, we're going to extrude this to be 1 inch up. All right, so then from there, I'm going to also, I'm actually going to go back and edit this sketch. I'm going to add a center point for it to spin on, okay, or allow the thing to spin on it. All right, so I'll finish the sketch. So what I can do is turn the visibility on, go underneath, and we're going to extrude this up a distance of 12 inches. All right. All right. Oh, it did an extrude cut, so we'll just fix that. Right click, edit feature, change that cut to join. All right, and so got that part. And we're going to save this thing and call it Fagan. So your last name, pet play tower or structure. Okay. So for now, that's what you're going to do. I've already got one, so I'm not going to do that right now. But then you'll need to make another component. All right, so new component. And we want this to be internal. It's standard. The name of this will be the tower itself. Okay. And from bodies, we can leave that alone. We want it from this parent, and we're going to say activate as soon as we go. So click OK. That means it's activated. This is grayed out. That's as it's supposed to be right now. Okay. So now we're going to create another sketch to get started on that component. So I'm going to pick the same plane as earlier. And if I'm worried that I'm not picking the right plane, I can just go here and make sure that I've got it. All right. So YZ, XZ, XY. I believe XY is what I want there. Yeah. So I'm going to come over here, and this is going to be my tower part. So I'll make a rectangle, and I want to give it some space here. So I decided a good size for this, I believe, was maybe 20. What did I do? I think maybe 20 by 20. All right. Let me check that. Yes, that is correct. 20 by 20. So I've got it here. It's a little close for me, but that's, that's fine. So what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to actually use this offset feature to make another kind of square, and I'm going to offset it by 3 inches. Okay, so that means the walls of this thing in the end are going to be 3 inches thick, basically. All right. So I'm going to finish this sketch. and go at an angle. I always do that when I do something three-dimensional. There we go, that's a little nicer. And so we're gonna extrude this up, and you know, we're gonna pick um, both of these to start with, all right? And you'll see why. And we're gonna say we wanna extrude them up 36 inches, okay? So enter. And now we're gonna go back, find the sketch we started with, turn the visibility on, and we're gonna extrude cut that up into here a distance of 33 inches. All right, so to maintain that 3-inch wall all the way around. All right, so there we go. We've got our tower. All right. So let's turn the visibility off for now. So now we need to add the holes. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to create a sketch on each side, and I'm going to place a point on each sketch, and that's all that sketch will have. So I'm just going to drop a point here, say OK, and use the dimensioning tool. And let's start the first one. Well, they're all going to be 10 inches from the sides, right? Because it'll be right in the middle. But we're going to start the first one, how about 10 inches down from the top? Okay. So finish sketch. And you might think like, well, what's the point of that? That's a waste. Well, you'll see. Okay. These are where we're going to build our holes around. So let's create another sketch on this wall now. Same thing, create, point, just place it somewhere on here, right click, say okay, then dimension. All right, and this time it's going to be 15 inches down, and it will be 10 inches from the side. All right, to finish that sketch, we're going to revolve again around here. Create another point. Dimension it. And then the last couple steps I'll have you do on your own. Right? Oh, that is not right. So what you're going to need to do is put this point 20 inches down from the top, and then the last one 25 inches down. Okay, so you'll see I've got those holes all the way around here, and you can kind of see through the object to see those holes. Or sorry, not holes, work points. So now we're going to create holes from them. So we can go to this hole feature here, and you just select the point you want to start with, and then you create the hole. Okay, so here's where you need to decide what kind of animal are you going to create your thing for. All right. So for mine, I basically say it's a cat. All right. So you may need to look up roughly how large that animal is. Okay. And so based off the research I was looking at, my rather small cat could fit into 8-inch holes. Although, did you see, I actually changed the wrong thing here, didn't I? You got to be careful on here. What is representing what? So that is the depth. All right. I want the depth to just be 3 inches so that it goes through that wall and no farther. All right. I don't want to go all the way through the other like wall. And then this is how big across this thing is. So I'm going to change that to be 8. All right. So the first hole is pretty simple. All right. We would call this like a, simple hole. Literally, that's what that is called. But I want you to use at least 3 different hole types, okay? So for this next one, I might make it a counter bore, okay? And there's different choices on here. I could, let's see, make it tapped, all right? That'd be kind of cool. And let's see, we're gonna make it, yeah, at least 3 inches deep, so that's good. And in fact, if I bring it, well, yeah, that'll be good. We will make the top part, sure, 8.8 inches across, so a little larger. And this bottom part, we want to be as large as possible. It looks like they don't have an 8-inch option, so 4 is going to be our largest there. What if I choose a different one? What if I go the Acme screw threads? I think we might have a 5. Okay, awesome. So we do have a 5 choice there. All right. All right, and then I'll say okay. All right, and so now I've got this really kind of interesting hole here. All right, maybe I want to change how that looks a little bit. So I go edit feature, and we make this go a full inch in. All right, say Sorry, not that. Let me do cancel. Edit feature. Yeah, you got to look really closely at what you're doing. I wanted this to be an inch deep. There we go. All right, okay. And so then you're going to make, your 2 last holes. And I'm going to pause here and let you guys figure that out on your own. Don't forget your animal, making those holes as large as you can for that animal. All right, and now you can see I have at least 3 different types of holes. The first 2 are here are the simple ones, all right? But second type of hole there, it's a counter bore, and then I've got it's a type of countersink here, all right? So there you go. Once you have your 3 different types of holes, we need to make it so these will fit together, all right? So we're going to create one more component, and we'll call this the connector piece. How about that? All right, the other things are fine on here. It's an internal, although I will change the parent. I'd like for this to be the parent. All right, you'll see that actually highlighted the other thing as well, so that's better. Let me say OK. All right, and so now it's time to draw it. So let's go to Create Sketch, and again, I want it to be on that YZ plane. Oh, apparently not the YZ plane. Let's back out of that. Undo. Create sketch. Let's see. I'm going to check which plane it was. Okay, yeah, it was the XY plane. So now that I found it, I'm going to go to top. I'm going to rotate it just for my own purposes. And we need to make this connector piece. So the connector piece is going to be 14 by 14, right? So that's the dimensions of the inside of this tower we made. Okay. We are going to extrude it 1 inch. So let's do finish sketch. And we'll go here. Let's do extrude 1 inch. And we need to put a piece that's going to fit around that so this thing can rotate. All right. So let's edit our sketch again. All right. So go here and let's say edit sketch. And we want to put a circle that's going to be in the middle. All right. So we can make sure it's in the middle by using those little triangles there. So that's showing me from there it's in the middle. Then I want to do from this side as well, okay? And so now I've got it. There it is. It's going to be constrained 2.1 inches, all right? And then very important, we're actually going to also make one that's 2.2, all right? I could have done the offset tool, but I'm going to do it this way, 2.2. All right, so let's go to finish sketch. And we're going to go back to the home view. Whenever you get confused, just go to the home view. Let's turn that sketch on. And we are going to extrude, first of all, both of these up. It's kind of like we did with the tower. All right. And I think we made our little guy over there 12 inches. And of course, that was from the very bottom. So we need this to be 11 inches, okay, because it's going to sit on top of that bottom. So we're going to say 11 inches up. All right. Of course, it did cut. No worries. We can right click and say edit feature, change that to join. All right. So now we can look at it. And now we're going to go in and we are going to do one more extrude cut on that smaller circle. All right. So I still got the sketch visible, so that's nice. So I'm just going to pick that and I'm going to push this the right direction. And then I'm going to say 10 point, apparently it's negative, that's fine, 10.9 inches to leave that same 0.1 inch top on there. All right, so let's check it out. Check it from the bottom. All right, looking good. Sometimes when you turn the sketch off, it's a little easier to see. Oh, maybe that did not do what I needed it to do. Let me try to fix that. Okay, I must have messed something up. So now it's fixed, you can see, and it looks good on both sides. So I'm going to have to talk you very quickly through the last few steps. So you will want to join the inside of this to the inside of that. Okay, you hit the J key to do that, all right? And make sure you're getting the right thing, connect to the right thing. So just click this wall, click like that, and then rotate underneath, and we'll say, let's do this wall and that point, all right? And then you can, if you need to, spin this around, all right? So 180 degrees. After that, you will, oh, it looks like it's not quite lined up. That's fine, I can bump it up an inch. You will do a revolute joint for this part onto there, and then you'll place the whole thing in the room. Have fun.